What's up guys, it's Cruz back again with another video. I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a longer video today about security defaults, conditional access, and MFA in general in Office 365. This is a highly debated topic in my organization and a lot of confusion when it comes to this, and all of this will change when Microsoft implements per user MFA in the near future. But for now, I wanted to clear up some confusion on how security defaults work. So, alright, as you see on the screen here, if you enable security defaults on your tenant, usually it comes enabled by default on new tenants. What does that do for you? That will make the users in your tenant and your administrators require multi-factor authentication. So when they first sign in, they're going to get a prompt that says more information is required, and press next, and then they'll be prompted to set up MFA with Microsoft Authenticator app. But after they sign up, security defaults doesn't require multi-factor authentication or MFA on sign-in for every sign-in. So it kind of defeats the purpose of MFA if Microsoft doesn't prompt for it every time someone signs in. That might be annoying for the user, but it can save the user a lot of hassle if they give the bad actor their password, or the bad actor guesses their password, and then they're stopped by MFA. The big debate about it is, after you enable security defaults and they set up MFA, what do you do next? Well, Microsoft have two ways. There's called Entra Free and Entra Paid. So Entra Free is when you don't have a license that gives you at least a P1, so that you can use conditional access. So for Entra Free, you would come here to per user multi-factor authentication. How to get to that is if you come here and you press multi-factor authentication, and it'll send you to this tab. And then from here, you would just click on the user that you want as enforced, and you enable MFA. So I'm enabled. My friend here, Joe, I would have to enable him. I would just click this and then click enable, and then on every sign in on any new device or password change, he will need to do the MFA, but it won't prompt him every time he uses the Microsoft apps. It's just on the first login. So that's the Entra Free way. So this is the legacy way that is going to be discontinued by Microsoft somewhat soon. So if this way is discontinued, you would be going into this way, which is an Entra or identity, whatever they want to call it nowadays. And this is where you would enable, different factors that the users can use. Microsoft Authenticator is their top one they're pushing out. You would go in here, you would enable it, you would configure it to do what you want it to do, and then you would click save, and then you would apply it to all users, and then that's what Microsoft will prompt to do. This will be the new authentication method that they're trying to push once they turn off per user. So this kind of groups everyone together, or you can exclude if you need to exclude groups and exclude it from there, right? So both of these methods are Entra Free. You don't need any P1 license, any higher tier licenses to use these two methods. Then what you can do is, if you have a P1, if you have business premium, if you have just a P1 license in general, you can use conditional access. My account doesn't have that license, but I do have a client that does, and I have a couple policies set up for them. So you see all of these that require MFA for basically anything, require authentication for all users. So if, let's say, I have a user or a service account that I don't want MFA on, I would go in here, I would click on this, and I would exclude the user in here. But this is Entra Paid, where you have access to this. Security defaults is turned off when you use conditional access. So, and then you have to turn off the per user authentication to use conditional access correctly. So security defaults require the users to set up multi-factor authentication, but it does not require it on every login. You will be trusting Microsoft's, code or whatever they deemed as a login that requires MFA. Where I don't trust this, I've seen where we just leave it to this, that the users get hacked because they give the bad actors their password. So you would turn on either using per user legacy authentication methods, the newer version in Entra, or you would use conditional access with paid licenses that unlock this feature. You require at least a P1. That's everything. Please like and subscribe. In the comments, let me know if you have any questions about this. This is a highly debated topic. Thank you for watching my video and have a good day.